never give up. Without commitment, you'll never start. But more importantly, without consistency, you'll never finish. It's not easy. If it were easy, there'd be no Denzel Washington. So, keep working, keep striving, never give up, fall down 7 times, get up 8. Ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship. So, keep moving, keep growing, keep learning. See you at work. True desire in the heart for anything good is God's proof to you sent beforehand to indicate that it's yours already. Don't just aspire to make a living. Aspire to make a difference. What are you going to do with what you have? I'm not talking about how much you have. Some of you are business majors. Some of you are theologians, nurses, sociologists. Some of you have money. Some of you have patience. Some of you have kindness. Some of you have love. Some of you have the gift of long suffering. Whatever it is, whatever your gift is, what are you going to do with what you have? Dreams without goals are just dreams, and they ultimately fuel disappointment. So have dreams, but have goals. Life goals, yearly goals, monthly goals, daily goals. I try to give myself a goal every day. Sometimes it's just to not curse somebody out. Simple goals, but have goals. And understand that to achieve these goals, you must apply discipline and consistency. In order to achieve your goals, you must apply discipline, which you have already done, and consistency every day, not just on Tuesday and miss a few days. You have to work at it every day. You have to plan every day. You've heard the saying, we don't plan to fail, we fail to plan. Hard work works. Working really hard is what successful people do. And in this text, tweet, twerk world that you've grown up in, remember, just because you're doing a lot more doesn't mean you're getting a lot more done. Remember that. Just because you're doing a lot more doesn't mean you're getting a lot more done. Don't confuse movement with progress. My mother told me, she said, yeah, because you can run in place all the time and never get anywhere. So continue to strive, continue to have goals, continue to progress. When you find yourself alone, enveloped in darkness, feeling unseen, unheard, uncared for, it cuts deep. But amidst this pain, I urge you to realize the most crucial truth of all. You must love yourself fiercely. To make a mark on this world, to truly live and not just exist, you must fall in love with yourself anew. Stop the cycle of self-hatred. Stop beating yourself down. Lift yourself up. Do something, anything that propels you forward, that crafts a better version of yourself. Life is indeed short. Many have left us too soon, not knowing that the very next day would bring an end to their plans and dreams. But you who are here in this moment, you are alive. We are always just one decision away from a completely different life. The key is to choose the future over the past, to embrace the next step rather than dwelling on the last one. It's about choosing the life we desire and taking action to make it a reality. A few years ago, I had a breakthrough that changed my life. It was a moment when I realized the tremendous amount of control I have over my own life. This realization empowered me, as if I had finally discovered the key to unlock the door that had been holding me back. From that moment on, I asked myself, why not start living like I have this power? Life will always have its responsibilities and sacrifices, but knowing that I can shape my own destiny made me question what I was sacrificing for. Where was I going? Who was I surrounding myself with? Was I living a life true to myself? Time passes by quickly, and it's not guaranteed. No one will remind us that we're just going through the motions. We have to take a look in the mirror and ask ourselves the tough questions. We have the tools and the ability to create the life we want, but it requires action and intention. Today might be the day to cut away the parts of our life that no longer serve us. It's time to let go of people, places, and things that don't contribute to our well-being. We don't have to live on repeat if we're not happy. We have the power to change anything in our lives. We often box ourselves in and adapt to a reality that falls short of what truly matters to us. But we must remember that nothing happens without momentum, and momentum is something we create. We are not just characters in this story, we are creators. I've experienced ups and downs in my personal journey, and I believe it's a healthy sign of growth. It's important to look for those imaginary ropes that tie us down and break free from them. By pushing ourselves, trying new things, and taking risks, we can create momentum and feel the excitement. Every successful person has a story of hardship, of endurance, of resilience. What will your story be? What of those who face greater trials? The ones who cannot walk, who cannot speak, who suffer illnesses with no cures? What of them? What of you? What will you do with this one wild and precious life you've been given? Will you falter because of a bad day, a lost job, or a moment that didn't go your way? Or will you rise, recognizing that every challenge is a stepping stone to greater heights? We are all accountable, all responsible, not only for ourselves, but for one another. And as long as your heart beats, as long as air fills your lungs, you are not done. Your story is not over. The time is now not to lie down, but to rise up. Rise above despair, rise above defeat. Push forward, not back. For time waits for no one, and it certainly won't pause for you. It's time to show what you're made of. Time to prove that your existence is not in vain. It takes grit, it takes sacrifice. It takes a relentless will to push through when every fiber of your being wants to give up. But this is not about pity. This is about rising to the occasion of your life. I found that nothing in life is worthwhile unless you take risks. Nothing. Nelson Mandela said, "There is no passion to be found playing small and settling for a life that's less than the one you're capable of living." Now, I'm sure in your experiences in school and applying to college and picking your major and deciding what you want to do with life, I'm sure people have told you to make sure you have something to fall back on. Make sure you got something to fall back on, honey. But I never understood that concept, having something to fall back on. Fail big. That's right. Fail big. Today is the beginning of the rest of your life, and it can be very frightening. It's a new world out there. It's a mean world out there, and you only live once. So do what you feel passionate about. Take chances professionally. Don't be afraid to fail. There's an old IQ test was 9 dots, and you had to draw 5 lines with a pencil within these 9 dots without lifting the pencil. The only way to do it was to go outside the box. So don't be afraid to go outside the box. Don't be afraid to think outside the box. Don't be afraid to fail big. The battles you face today forge the victories of tomorrow. Each challenge, each setback is an integral step on the path to greatness. Do not fear the pain, do not shy away from the struggle. Embrace it, for it is the crucible in which true character is formed. As we stand together in this room, let us not dwell on the uncertainties of tomorrow, for tomorrow is beholden to no one. It has already made up its mind. Focus instead on today, this moment, this opportunity. What you could not achieve yesterday is past, but what you can achieve today is in your hands. You may have walked through fire to get here. You may carry scars, but let me tell you, these scars are not signs of your defeat, but badges of your indomitable spirit. Hell may have tried to claim you, but it did not create you. You are here because a greater power saw fit to place you in this moment, in this life with all its possibilities. And yes, some have reached heights of success, but they too had to navigate through their own storms to reach their summits.
You will fail at some point in your life. Accept it. You will lose. You will embarrass yourself. You will suck at something. There's no doubt about it.
To really live, breathe in life, breathe in possibility, breathe in your potential. And let's embark on this journey together with hearts full and spirits undeterred, ready to embrace each moment, each challenge, each opportunity to truly live. Let's make our lives extraordinary together.
While it may be frightening, it will also be rewarding. So you got to get out there. You got to give it everything you got, whether it's your time, your talent, your prayers, or your treasures. Because taking risk is not just about going for a job. It's also about knowing what you know and what you don't know. It's about being open to people and to ideas. To get something you never had, you have to do something you never did. Because the chances you take, the people you meet, the people you love, the faith that you have, that's what's going to define you.
We are always just one decision away from a completely different life. The key is to choose the future over the past, to embrace the next step rather than dwelling on the last one. It's about choosing the life we desire and taking action to make it a reality. A few years ago, I had a breakthrough that changed my life. It was a moment when I realized the tremendous amount of control I have over my own life. This realization empowered me, as if I had finally discovered the key to unlock the door that had been holding me back. From that moment on, I asked myself, why not start living like I have this power? Life will always have its responsibilities and sacrifices, but knowing that I can shape my own destiny made me question what I was sacrificing for. Where was I going? Who was I surrounding myself with? Was I living a life true to myself? Time passes by quickly, and it's not guaranteed. No one will remind us that we're just going through the motions. We have to take a look in the mirror and ask ourselves the tough questions. We have the tools and the ability to create the life we want, but it requires action and intention.
The point is, and I'll pick up the pace, the point is every graduate here today has the training and the talent to succeed. But do you have the guts to fail? Here's my second point about failure. If you don't fail, you're not even trying. I'll say it again. If you don't fail, you're not even trying. My wife told me this great expression. To get something you never had, you have to do something you never did. Les Brown's a motivational speaker. He made an analogy about this. He says, imagine you're on your deathbed, and standing around your deathbed are the ghosts representing your unfulfilled potential. The ghost of the ideas you never acted on. The ghost of the talents you didn't use. And they're standing around your bed, angry, disappointed, and upset. They say, we came to you because you could have brought us to life, they say. And now we have to go to the grave together. So I ask you today, how many ghosts are going to be around your bed when your time comes? Not only take risks, but to be open to life, to accept new views, and to be open to new opinions, to be willing to speak at a commencement at one of the best universities in the country, even though you're scared stiff. While it may be frightening, it will also be rewarding. Because the chances you take, the people you meet, the people you love, the faith that you have, that's what's going to define you. Never be discouraged. Never hold back. Give everything you got. And when you fall throughout life, and remember this, fall forward. Say thank you for grace. Thank you for mercy. Thank you for understanding. Thank you for wisdom. Thank you for parents. Thank you for love. Thank you for kindness. Thank you for humility. Thank you for peace. Thank you for prosperity. Say thank you in advance for what's already yours. That's how I live my life. That's why I am. One of the reasons why I am today. Say thank you in advance for what is already yours. True desire in the heart for anything good is God's proof to you sent beforehand to indicate that it's yours already. And anything you want good, you can have. So claim it. Work hard to get it. When you get it, reach back. Pull someone else up. Each one, teach one. Don't just aspire to make a living. Aspire to make a difference. Today might be the day to cut away the parts of our life that no longer serve us. It's time to let go of people, places, and things that don't contribute to our well-being. We don't have to live on repeat if we're not happy. We have the power to change anything in our lives. We often box ourselves in and adapt to a reality that falls short of what truly matters to us. But we must remember that nothing happens without momentum, and momentum is something we create. We are not just characters in this story, we are creators. I've experienced ups and downs in my personal journey, and I believe it's a healthy sign of growth. It's important to look for those imaginary ropes that tie us down and break free from them. By pushing ourselves, trying new things, and taking risks, we can create momentum and feel the excitement. We have the power to adapt and change. Now is the beginning of the rest of our lives. By making small changes and envisioning who we want to be, we can move towards our ideal self. Understanding the power of habits and change allows us to see that transformation doesn't have to be overwhelming or scary. It's about making small adjustments that work in our favor, like waking up earlier or focusing on positive outcomes. If I'm going to fall, I don't want to fall back on anything except my faith. I want to fall forward. Figure at least this way I'll see what I'm going to hit. Fall forward. This is what I mean. Rise, warrior, rise. Your story isn't over yet, it's just beginning. In those moments when darkness sweeps across your life, when the trusted figures you counted on vanish like shadows at dawn, when your once vibrant dreams crumble into dust right before your eyes, and the world coldly whispers, "You can't," I implore you to dig deeper than ever before. Within you lies an indomitable power, a relentless force that refuses to be extinguished. When life descends into chaos, when negativity clutches at your spirit, consuming everything you hold dear, you must rise. Stand defiant against the shadows, the doubt, and carve out a new destiny for yourself. Fight, not merely for survival, but for a rebirth of your aspirations, your dreams. This moment is not your demise. It is the birth of your new dawn. You possess the ultimate power to redefine your story. No individual, no obstacle, no series of failures can strip that power from you. Remember, true champions aren't crafted in the calm. They are forged in the fiery pits of adversity, through defeat, through the trials that would break a lesser spirit. You must stand firm, face the storm head on, and not merely endure, but prevail. Keep moving forward. If agony grips you, march on. If tears stain your cheeks, march on. If the future seems a murky abyss, march on. The key is to maintain your momentum. Don't succumb to self-pity or despair. The adversity you face today will be the foundation of your strength tomorrow. These trials, as harsh as they seem, are crafting you into an unstoppable warrior. No matter how profound the darkness, you must fight on. Stand with unwavering courage, with a boldness that defies every odd, every detractor. Your heart must be steadfast, your will unyielding. Confront the impossible. Strive toward your dreams with an iron will and an unbreakable resolve. This ceaseless pursuit, this relentless drive, is what distinguishes the victorious from the defeated. The battlefield of life does not favor the timid. It honors the brave, the ones who dare to march forward despite the howling winds of adversity. When the world screams that it's over, when all exits seem sealed, that's your cue to fight harder than ever before. Prove to yourself and to everyone watching that you have the grit and the heart to turn the tide. Demonstrate that no darkness, no despair can smother your inner light. The intensity of life's battles doesn't define you. Your response does. Life will inevitably strike hard and without mercy. But the true measure is how powerfully you can strike back, how resolutely you can claw your way back into the light, fighting for every inch of your dreams. If these dreams truly matter to you, you don't crumble under the weight of setbacks. Instead, you obliterate all barriers until your visions are realized. Your resolve is unwavering, your spirit unbreakable. In moments of doubt, affirm to yourself, I am responsible. You cannot alter your past, so channel your energy towards sculpting a future so compelling that the past dims in comparison. Focus so intensely on building your future, on achieving your goals, the past becomes nothing more than a distant echo. Define your path with precision. Know exactly what you need to do every single day, Monday through Sunday, to improve your circumstances. Transform each tragedy into a triumph. Winners don't just dream, they execute. They transform visions into actions, driven not by fear or doubt, but by an unstoppable determination. Life is akin to a one-way street. Once you embark upon it, there's no turning back. When faced with fear, you have two choices: retreat and perish, or face it head on and emerge stronger than ever. If you choose to fight through the fear, the strength you'll gain on the other side will surpass anything you've ever imagined. I'm here not just to survive, but to win, to conquer whatever challenges arise. Know your worth, then go out and claim it with every ounce of strength you have. Take the hits and keep moving forward. Never blame others for where you are. That's the way of cowards. And that is not you. You're built for resilience, for perseverance. No matter how long it takes, be it finishing school, passing an exam, or overcoming any personal battle, you keep pushing. You keep striving because giving up is not an option. Persistence is the key. It outlasts every storm, every dark night. Do not overthink. Take action. Decide that the only way you can lose is if you quit. Remember, every success I've achieved has been built on a foundation of failures. Each setback has been a stepping stone, pushing me higher. And for those of you pondering surrender amid a season of failure, remember this: it is always too soon to quit. God has a bright future planned for you, one that shines brilliantly beyond the fog of current troubles. I'm fired up, not because the path is easy, but because I've chosen to rise each time I fall. I'm in the business of getting up, of pushing beyond my limits. To truly embody the spirit of a beast, you must endure the worst of storms and still be grateful for the strength to stand, to lose everything and still be thankful for the chance to rebuild and even exceed past successes, to hit rock bottom and see it not as an end, but as a solid foundation for a formidable comeback. Discover your why. It's the alarm that doesn't just wake you up. It propels you out of bed, ready to tackle the world. It's the fuel for your actions, the reason you no longer accept excuses. And remember, none of your aspirations will come to fruition if you give up. Every significant achievement starts the moment you decide to get back up. Embrace your inner beast. It's your resilience, your undying spirit that will define your legacy as a champion. This journey of relentless pursuit, of battling through darkness and emerging into light, is the essence of true victory. It's not merely about reaching a destination, it's about who you become along the way. Every challenge, every obstacle, every setback is an opportunity to prove your mettle, to demonstrate that you are not defined by your circumstances, but by your decisions, your resolve, and your unwavering determination to succeed. So, when life knocks you down, when dreams seem out of reach, remember this: it's not the fall that defines you, but your willingness to rise. It's not the darkness that shapes you, but your quest for the light. With every challenge, you have the chance to rewrite your story, to build a legacy of strength, resilience, and indomitable will. Rise, warrior, rise. Your story isn't over yet, it's just beginning. Good morning, everyone. Today, I want to speak with you about something that transcends success, fame, and all the material things we often chase. It's something foundational, something that defines not just how others see us, but how we see ourselves.
that something is integrity. Integrity is the bedrock upon which we build our lives, our relationships, and our legacy. Without it, nothing else really holds value. Integrity isn't about the grand gestures or the public displays of virtue. It's about the small, consistent choices made in private when no one is watching. It's easy to be righteous when the spotlight is on you, when everyone is paying attention, and when there's applause for doing the right thing. Those are the moments when people expect good behavior, and it's often easier to meet those expectations because of the social pressure to conform. But what happens when the lights go out, when the room is empty, and when no one is there to acknowledge or reward your actions? That's when your true character is tested, and that's when the real measure of your integrity is revealed. It's in those quiet moments when no one will ever know the choice you made that your values are laid bare. Doing the right thing when no one is looking might seem like a small act, but it is the very foundation of integrity. It's easy to take shortcuts, to cut corners, and to make compromises when there's no immediate consequence. But true integrity demands that you stay committed to your principles, even when the world isn't watching. It's the willingness to do what is right, not for the recognition or the reward, but because it is the right thing to do. That kind of integrity builds trust and respect, not just from others, but also within yourself. When you choose integrity in the private moments of your life, you build a foundation of strength that carries over into every area of your life. It's in those hidden decisions where you develop the discipline to stay true to your values. Over time, that consistency in your character begins to reflect outwardly. People may not know the details of what you've done in secret, but they can sense the strength of your character. Integrity has a way of shining through, even when it's not obvious at first. When you consistently make the right choices in private, it becomes second nature to do the same in public, even when there's pressure to conform to lower standards. In a world that often rewards shortcuts, where success is sometimes measured by how quickly and easily it's achieved, holding on to your integrity can feel like an uphill battle. There will be moments when sticking to your principles comes with a cost, whether it's losing an opportunity, walking away from a tempting deal, or standing alone in your convictions. But integrity is a long game. It may not always bring you the immediate rewards that come from cutting corners, but over time, it builds something far more valuable, a reputation for trustworthiness, dependability, and strength of character. When you look back on your life, the moments where you held on to your integrity, even when it was difficult, will be the ones that define you. Integrity isn't just about who you are in the good times, but who you remain when the stakes are high, when no one's applauding, and when the choice to do right is the harder path. Integrity is what defines you in the eyes of others. It's not just about being truthful in the moment, but about living a life where your actions consistently align with your words. People are drawn to those who demonstrate integrity because in a world full of uncertainty, trust is rare. When others see that you mean what you say, that you are reliable, and that your character remains intact, no matter the circumstances, they begin to trust you on a deep, fundamental level. This trust is not something that can be demanded or coerced. It is a product of consistency, honesty, and transparency over time. Trust is the bedrock of every meaningful connection. Whether in business, friendships, or family, trust creates a space where people feel safe, where they can share openly, and where collaboration flourishes. When you show integrity, you demonstrate that you can be counted on, even when it's difficult. The decisions you make reflect who you are, and people pay close attention to your actions. Over time, these actions become the basis upon which they form their opinions of you. If your words match your deeds, if your promises are followed through with actions, the result is trust. The value of trust cannot be overstated. In a professional setting, people will align themselves with leaders they can trust. In negotiations or partnerships, a reputation for integrity can be the deciding factor in whether someone chooses to do business with you or not. No one wants to work with someone they can't rely on, and integrity is what assures others that you will do what you say. In personal relationships, trust provides the foundation for intimacy and understanding. It allows people to be vulnerable, knowing that their emotions, words, and presence will be treated with respect. But integrity doesn't just build trust, it maintains it. This is crucial because trust is fragile. While it can take years to build, it can be shattered in an instant. A single act of dishonesty, betrayal, or inconsistency can undo all the trust that was painstakingly built over time. Once broken, trust is difficult, sometimes impossible to repair. People will remember when you failed to live up to your word. They will be hesitant to trust again. And even if you are forgiven, the shadow of doubt often lingers. There may be times when compromising your integrity seems like an easier path, especially when the stakes are high. Temptations to cut corners, to tell half-truths, or to hide certain facts may arise in pursuit of short-term success. But this is a dangerous path. While you might gain something in the moment, the long-term cost is much higher. A damaged reputation, lost relationships, or diminished respect from your peers is far too great a price to pay for a fleeting victory. In contrast, those who uphold their integrity even in difficult times are rewarded with a solid foundation of trust that can sustain them through adversity. Being honest and transparent is not always easy, but it is always the right choice. When people see that you are willing to own your mistakes, admit when you don't know something, or stand firm on your values, they recognize that you are someone they can trust. Trust, after all, is not about perfection. It's about showing that you are reliable, that you take responsibility, and that you are committed to doing what is right, even when it's not convenient. Integrity is not about grand gestures. It's about the small, everyday choices that define who you are. It's about showing up, being truthful, and standing by your word. As you live with integrity, you will find that trust begins to build naturally around you. And that trust will open doors that might otherwise have remained closed. People will follow you, support you, and believe in you, knowing that your character is strong and that your word is true. Integrity, at its core, is the foundation of self-respect. It's the invisible force that drives us to stand firm in our values and principles, even when no one is watching. It transcends external validation and applause. What good is success or recognition if the person in the mirror doesn't reflect someone you can respect? At the end of each day, the world fades away, and you're left with yourself, your choices, and your conscience. That internal dialogue is shaped by the integrity with which you've conducted yourself. If you've compromised your values, cut corners, or acted against your moral compass, it doesn't matter how much applause you've garnered, you'll feel a void. But when you live with integrity, that void doesn't exist. Instead, there's a deep sense of pride, a quiet confidence that emanates from within, because you know you've acted in alignment with your beliefs. Respecting yourself starts with doing what's right, not what's easy. Integrity isn't always convenient. There are moments when standing by your values may cost you opportunities, friendships, or even reputation. But those are temporary sacrifices for the eternal reward of self-respect. You can hold your head high because you haven't sold out, you haven't betrayed the principles that define you. This unshakable foundation of self-respect will carry you through life's most difficult moments. When adversity strikes, when the pressure mounts, it's your integrity that will keep you grounded. Others may falter, compromise, or take shortcuts, but you will remain steady because you've built a character rooted in something far greater than external success, internal strength. There's a certain freedom that comes with living a life of integrity. You're not bound by the opinions or judgments of others because you know that, regardless of the noise around you, you've stayed true to who you are. That kind of freedom is rare, and it's something that only those who live with integrity experience. You move through life with a quiet assurance that no matter what challenges come your way, no matter what others may say or do, you've stayed on the path that aligns with your values. That self-assurance isn't arrogance, it's an inner peace that comes from knowing you've done the right thing. When you consistently act with integrity, you reinforce that respect for yourself. Each time you choose the harder right over the easier wrong, you strengthen that inner dialogue that tells you you're worthy. This isn't about perfection, but about consistency. Integrity doesn't require you to be flawless, but it demands that you strive to be honest with yourself and others. When you fall short, integrity means owning up to it, making it right, and learning from it. That, too, builds self-respect, because you know you're not pretending to be something you're not. You're fully accepting of your humanity while refusing to compromise on your core values. In the end, integrity fuels self-respect like nothing else. It builds a sense of worth that external accolades can never provide. When you live in alignment with your values, the person staring back at you in the mirror becomes someone you admire, not because of achievements or success, but because of the unwavering commitment to doing what's right. That kind of respect is not just earned from others, it's earned from yourself, and it's the kind of respect that lasts a lifetime. Integrity is the cornerstone of long-lasting success. You can achieve success in various ways, but it's important to understand that not all success is the same. Some people reach the top by stepping on others, cutting corners, or sacrificing their morals. They may find wealth, fame, or power, but the foundation they've built is unstable. Success earned through dishonesty or unethical behavior doesn't last because it's hollow at its core. It's like building a house on sand. It may stand for a while, but eventually the cracks begin to show. Over time, The facade crumbles, and what's left is nothing but ruins. The price of such success often comes at the cost of reputation, trust, and respect. People might remember what you achieved, but they'll also remember how you achieved it, and that tarnishes everything. On the other hand, integrity is the foundation that creates enduring success. When your actions are in harmony with your values, when you operate with honesty, fairness, and respect for others, you build a legacy that stands the test of time. Success rooted in integrity has deep, solid foundations. It doesn't waver in the face of challenges because it's built on principles that are unwavering. When you choose integrity over shortcuts, you earn trust. And trust is invaluable once it's earned. It opens doors that would otherwise remain closed. People are drawn to those who operate with transparency and accountability, knowing that their word can be relied upon, their actions are predictable, and their motives are pure. The true measure of success isn't just in what you achieve, but how you achieve it. The world may be impressed by accolades, awards, and material wealth, but what people really respect is character. They respect those who take the high road, even when it's harder, even when it means delaying gratification or enduring setbacks. That's because integrity doesn't always offer the quickest path to success, but it offers the surest one. When you align your actions with your values, you send a powerful message not just to others, but to yourself. You affirm your self-worth, build confidence in your abilities, and know that your success is truly yours, earned without compromise or regret. People will remember not only what you did, but how you did it. Your reputation is built on the choices you make when no one is watching, the difficult decisions you face when the stakes are high. Integrity shapes those moments. It's easy to be swayed by temptation, to take the easier route when the harder one requires sacrifice. But those who build their success on integrity understand the long game. They know that true success is not measured in days or even years, but in lifetimes. The legacy of integrity lasts far beyond the moment. It shapes how people talk about you when you're not in the room, how you're remembered long after you've moved on. Integrity requires courage because it is not always the easiest path to follow. There will be moments in your life when standing up for what you believe in will demand everything from you. It could be at work, when everyone around you is engaging in unethical practices, and you're expected to go along with it to keep your job. It could be in personal relationships where doing the right thing might mean risking rejection, misunderstanding, or isolation. In these situations, the pressure to bend your values can feel immense, and the temptation to take the easy road can be overwhelming. It's not uncommon to be filled with fear of losing something important, fear of standing alone, or fear of being judged. But it's precisely in these moments that your integrity comes into play. Integrity is not about having all the right answers or being morally flawless. It's about having the courage to stick to your principles, especially when doing so is difficult. Courage in this context is not the absence of fear, but the ability to act in spite of it. It's about recognizing that while making the right decision may come with immediate consequences, compromising your integrity has far greater long-term costs. People often think of integrity as something you display when others are watching. But the truth is, integrity is more about what you do when no one else is looking. It's about those quiet, difficult decisions you make when there's no one to applaud you for doing the right thing and no one to hold you accountable if you don't. There's an old saying that goes, character is what you do in the dark. It speaks to the idea that real integrity is about consistency. It's not just something you turn on when it's convenient or when there's a reward. It's a commitment to living by your values regardless of the situation or who might be watching. When faced with hard decisions, the courage to hold on to your integrity is what sets you apart. It's what helps you sleep at night, knowing that no matter the outcome, you didn't betray yourself or your beliefs. The alternative, choosing to compromise, to give in to fear or pressure, leads to regret. Even if you gain something temporarily, the cost to your self-respect is far too high. Integrity is also about being able to look in the mirror and be proud of the choices you've made, even when those choices come at a price. It's about standing firm in the face of adversity and saying, I won't compromise who I am, no matter the cost. And yes, that takes courage, a kind of courage that's often undervalued in a world where shortcuts, quick fixes, and easy wins are glorified. In the end, living with integrity might mean you don't always win in the conventional sense, but it does mean you'll win in ways that truly matter. It means you'll live with a clear conscience, knowing you didn't take the easy way out, knowing you stood firm in your principles even when the stakes were high. This courage doesn't come naturally to everyone. It's a choice, a decision you have to make over and over again throughout your life. Each time you choose integrity over compromise, you build that muscle, making it easier the next time. But every time you give in to pressure, you weaken that muscle, making it harder to stand firm the next time you're tested. So in the end, integrity and courage go hand in hand. It's not about perfection, it's about being brave enough to choose what's right over and over again, no matter the cost. Integrity is the foundation of a legacy that endures. When people reflect on your life, it won't be the material possessions or accolades that stand out. Instead, they'll remember how you lived, how you interacted with others, and the values you upheld. Integrity is what defines your legacy because it reflects your character. It's about more than simply telling the truth or doing the right thing. When it's convenient, it's about consistency and living by your principles, even when no one is watching. Your legacy isn't something that you craft at the end of your life. It's something you're building with every decision, every action, and every word. In life, there are moments when your integrity will be tested. Adversity often serves as a mirror, revealing the true nature of who we are. When challenges arise, when the stakes are high, and when it would be easier to take shortcuts or compromise your values, those are the moments when integrity matters most. The way you handle adversity, the way you choose to respond in difficult situations, will echo long after the situation itself has passed. It's easy to be kind, honest, and principled when things are going well, but it's when you're under pressure that your true character is revealed. And people remember that. They remember how you treated them when you had the power to help or harm them. They remember how you stood firm in your beliefs, even when it wasn't popular. Integrity isn't just about how you treat others, it's also about how true you are to yourself. It's about living authentically, ensuring that your actions align with your words and beliefs. Being true to your principles means standing firm in your convictions, even when others might waver. It's easy to be swayed by the opinions and expectations of others, but staying true to your values, even in the face of opposition, is a sign of strength. When your life reflects authenticity and consistency, people take notice. They see someone who doesn't just talk about values, but lives by them, and that leaves a lasting impact. As you navigate your journey, it's essential to understand that every decision you make adds another chapter to the story of your life. Every time you choose integrity over convenience, honesty over deceit, and kindness over cruelty, you're shaping the narrative of your legacy. Each interaction, no matter how small, contributes to the larger picture of who you are. Whether you're aware of it or not, people are watching, learning from your actions, and forming an impression of you based on how you live your life. Your legacy is not just what you leave behind in terms of tangible achievements, but the intangible values that will carry on through others. When people remember you, they won't recount the things you owned or the awards you won. Instead, they'll speak of your kindness, your honesty, and your unwavering commitment to your values. They will remember how you made them feel, how you uplifted them in times of need, and how you stood as a beacon of integrity in a world that often values success over substance. Living with integrity means living a life guided by unwavering principles. It's about choosing what is right, even when no one is watching. When you embrace integrity, your actions are authentic and aligned with your core values. People around you begin to notice. They see the way you stand firm, even when it would be easier to bend. They witness how you prioritize honesty, even when deception might offer a quicker solution. It's not just the grand gestures that define integrity, it's in the small, everyday decisions, choosing to be truthful when a lie could avoid conflict, opting for fairness even when favoritism is tempting, and standing by what is just even when it makes you unpopular. What's remarkable about integrity is the effect it has on others. People may not always say it, but they are deeply influenced by the examples set by those who lead with character. When they see someone making the hard choices, guided by honesty and fairness, it serves as a reminder of what they should strive for. It's not always easy to uphold integrity, especially in a world that sometimes rewards the opposite. But those who do serve as beacons for others, illuminating a path that is often hard to walk. This is where inspiration begins. Your actions, grounded in truth and authenticity, give others the courage to follow suit. The ripple effect of integrity is profound. One person's choice to live with character can inspire another to do the same, creating a chain reaction that extends far beyond what the original person might ever see. You might inspire your coworkers to adopt more ethical practices, or you may encourage a friend to be more honest in their relationships. You might influence your children or younger generations who are constantly looking for role models of integrity to emulate. The way you live becomes a silent but powerful lesson in how others should live. You may never know the full scope of how your integrity touches those around you, but its impact is undeniable. Integrity is also contagious. It builds trust and fosters environments where others feel safe to be their authentic selves. When people see you standing for what is right, even when it's difficult, they begin to believe they can do the same. Your steadfastness in truth becomes a source of strength for those who may be struggling to find their own. Integrity doesn't just inspire, it empowers. It gives others permission to be honest, to be fair, and to seek the truth no matter the cost. Moreover, the inspiration that integrity brings is not just a passive feeling. It compels people to take action. Seeing someone lead with integrity can be a turning point for many. It might inspire them to make decisions they've been avoiding, or to stand up for what they believe in, even in the face of opposition. The courage it takes to live a life of integrity can ignite a similar courage in others, creating a ripple that spreads far and wide. In essence, integrity transforms lives, not just your own, but the lives of those you touch. You may not always see the immediate effects, but the influence of your example will linger. It becomes a guiding light for others who are searching for the right path. Living with integrity isn't just about personal fulfillment. It's about being a catalyst for change in the world around you. Through your commitment to honesty, fairness, and truth, you are helping to build a world where those values matter. Even when you can't see the change happening, rest assured it is. Integrity is not a one-time accomplishment or a destination you reach and then move on from. It's a commitment you make every single day, in every action you take, and in every decision you face. Integrity is woven into the fabric of who you are, and it's through the consistency of your choices that it truly manifests. Each day brings its own set of challenges and opportunities, and with them comes the chance to choose between what's easy and what's right. It's easy to say you value integrity, but the real test comes when no one is watching, when the stakes seem low, and when the decision feels inconsequential. In those moments, your true character is revealed, and it's here that integrity takes root. The key to living a life of integrity is to treat it like a practice, not an end goal. Just as you train your body through regular exercise, you must also train your character through daily acts of honesty and moral courage. There will be days when practicing integrity feels natural, when the right choice is obvious and the path is clear. But there will also be days when the temptation to take shortcuts, to compromise your values, or to go against what you know is right becomes overwhelming. It's in those moments that integrity becomes a conscious effort, a deliberate decision to stand firm in your principles, even when it's difficult. Every small decision matters. The seemingly insignificant choices, like whether to tell a white lie or keep a promise, may feel trivial at the time, but they add up. Integrity is built in these small, everyday moments. When you consistently choose honesty, even when it's inconvenient, and uphold your values, even when no one else will know, you're building a foundation that will serve you in the bigger moments of life. Those small acts of integrity are like the bricks that form the structure of your character. Over time, they create a strong, stable foundation that can withstand the storms of life. When larger challenges arise, when you're faced with a moral dilemma that tests your core beliefs, it's the daily practice of integrity that will guide you. Because you've trained yourself to do the right thing in the small moments, it will feel more natural to do the right thing when the stakes are high. You won't have to question your instincts because you've already aligned them with your values. Integrity will no longer be a struggle or something you have to think about. It will be second nature. Living with integrity requires a constant recommitment. It's not something you can achieve once and then rest on. Every day is a fresh opportunity to reaffirm your dedication to honesty, fairness, and moral courage. Some days it will feel effortless, but on other days you'll need to remind yourself of the long-term importance of staying true to your values. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that small compromises don't matter, that bending the truth just a little won't have an impact. But integrity is fragile, and once you compromise it, even in the smallest way, it becomes easier to do it again. So, the challenge is to make integrity a habit, to practice it daily in the small decisions so that it becomes a part of who you are. The more you practice, the stronger your character will become, and when life throws its biggest tests your way, you'll be ready. You'll have built the foundation of integrity, and it will stand firm no matter what. Integrity is more than a moral ideal, it's a profound source of personal liberation. When you live a life grounded in integrity, you embrace a sense of freedom that is unmatched by any material possession or external validation. This freedom is not just about being honest with others, but primarily about being honest with yourself. It's the liberation from the constraints of deceit, the heavy burden of guilt, and the constant anxiety of being discovered for who you are not. Living with integrity means aligning your actions with your values. When your behaviors, decisions, and interactions reflect your core beliefs and principles, you create a life that is harmonious and true. This alignment eliminates the dissonance that comes from living a double life or compromising on your principles for temporary gains. Imagine the weight lifted from your shoulders when you no longer have to juggle conflicting stories or maintain a facade. The mental and emotional energy you free up can be redirected towards personal growth and pursuing genuine passions. The burden of lies is a heavy one. Lies are like chains that bind you to a false identity. They require constant upkeep and creativity, demanding more effort to maintain than the truth ever could. Each lie adds another layer to the intricate web you weave, increasing the risk of exposure and the stress of remembering what was said. When you commit to living truthfully, you eliminate this complexity. Your interactions become straightforward and authentic, fostering trust and respect in your relationships. This authenticity is not only liberating but also deeply empowering. It allows you to build connections based on real understanding rather than superficial appearances. Moreover, integrity liberates you from guilt. Guilt is a powerful emotional anchor that can hold you back from living fully. When you act against your principles, you often experience a deep sense of remorse and self-reproach. This internal conflict can erode your self-esteem and cloud your judgment. By living in alignment with your values, you eliminate these sources of guilt. Each action you take is a reflection of your true self, free from regret or self-doubt. This sense of inner peace is invaluable. It allows you to move through life with confidence and clarity. Another significant aspect of living with integrity is the freedom from fear of exposure. When you act in alignment with your values, you have nothing to hide. There is no fear of being caught in a lie or of having your true nature revealed. This freedom from fear enables you to face challenges and confront difficult situations with courage. It empowers you to stand tall, knowing that your actions and decisions are a true reflection of who you are. This unshakable confidence is a powerful asset, allowing you to navigate life's ups and downs with resilience and poise. Ultimately, the freedom that comes with integrity is the freedom to be yourself. It is the freedom to own your choices, to stand by your principles, and to live a life that reflects your true self. This authenticity not only enhances your personal satisfaction, but also inspires those around you. People are drawn to genuine individuals who live their values openly. In living with integrity, you set a powerful example and create a positive ripple effect in your community. In sum, integrity is the ultimate form of freedom. It liberates you from the constraints of deceit, the weight of guilt, and the fear of exposure. It allows you to live authentically and confidently, embracing each challenge with a clear conscience and a true sense of self. This freedom is a source of immense peace and strength, empowering you to navigate life with grace and resilience. Integrity is the cornerstone of true success, a principle that transcends the superficial metrics of wealth, fame, or power. These external markers often captivate our attention, but they do not necessarily equate to a fulfilling or admirable life. True success, in its most profound sense, is about the strength of your character and the steadfastness of your values. It is a reflection of how consistently you adhere to your principles, even when faced with significant challenges or temptations. To live with integrity means to be unwavering in your values, regardless of the external pressures or the potential for personal gain. This is not always the easiest path to follow. Often, the choice to act with integrity requires standing against the tide, resisting shortcuts, and refusing to compromise on what you know to be right. It demands a level of self-discipline and courage that is not always recognized or rewarded in the moment, but is crucial for achieving a lasting sense of accomplishment and self-respect. When you operate from a place of integrity, your actions are guided by a consistent set of values. These values act as a compass, directing you toward choices that align with your principles and moral convictions. It is a commitment to truthfulness, fairness, and respect for others, even when no one is watching. This commitment often means rejecting opportunities for personal advancement that come at the expense of your ethical standards. It means choosing to act honorably in all situations, understanding that true success cannot be built on a foundation of deceit or manipulation. Living with integrity also involves a sense of responsibility toward others. It means treating people with dignity, maintaining honesty in your dealings, and being accountable for your actions. This responsibility extends beyond mere compliance with societal norms. It reflects a deeper commitment to making choices that contribute positively to the lives of those around you. True success is measured by the impact you have on others and the legacy you leave behind, a legacy defined not by the accolades or wealth you accumulated, but by the respect and admiration you earned through your principled conduct. Moreover, integrity influences how you perceive your own achievements. Success achieved through dishonest or unethical means can leave you with a hollow sense of accomplishment. It may bring temporary satisfaction, but it lacks the profound fulfillment that comes from knowing you have stayed true to yourself. When you look back on your life, the memories of times when you held firm to your values will be the moments that define your sense of pride and contentment. It is these moments that reassure you that you have lived a life worthy of respect and admiration. In essence, integrity is the thread that weaves together the fabric of true success. It ensures that your achievements are not merely the result of chance or expediency, but are a testament to your commitment to living a principled life. By choosing to act with integrity, you align your actions with your values, creating a harmonious blend of purpose and accomplishment. This alignment brings a sense of inner peace and satisfaction that far surpasses any external validation. True success, therefore, is not a destination or a collection of accolades, but a journey marked by unwavering adherence to the values that define who you are. So as you walk out of here today, ask yourself, how will you define success? Will it be by the standards of the world or by the standards of your character? Choose integrity. Build a strong character. And in doing so, you'll build a life that truly matters. Thank you